A very good evening. Thank you for joining us for the 10 o'clock edition of the UBC News Tonight. With me, Wadulo, Mark, Arnold, and welcome back from that tight match at the African Cup of Nations. We'll be giving you some summary after the bulletin. To start off, family and friends Friday gathered in Alito Okole district to pay their last respects of the fallen Dokolo woman MP Sicilia Barara Ogwal, who passed away in India last Thursday. Ogwal, who passed away in India last Thursday, the Iron Lady was accorded a 7-gun salute in honor of her contributions to the country.
Saturday afternoon, hundreds of people from far and wide came to Alito in Kwale district to pay tribute to the late Sicilia Barara Ogwal, who succumbed to cancer in India last Thursday. At 10 a.m., pallbearers from Uganda Police Force led the body out for prayer and eulogy. Vice President Jessica Lupo represented the president at the funeral.
Death has robbed the family of a pillar and indeed the entire nation of a very hardworking citizen, politician and diplomat. The late Honorable Sicilia Ogwal will be remembered for her great contribution towards national development. She was an advocate for women and the girl child. Through her determination and discipline, she managed to challenge traditional injustices and prejudices against women. She will be remembered as an icon of women empowerment and emancipation.
Deputy speakers of both Kenya and Uganda commended the contribution of Sicilia Ogwal here in Uganda and Africa as a whole.
Now, I know most of you members of parliament are going to also demand when you die, I want to get married. I can't earn it on merit. She earned it on merit, she worked for it over years. Please. You can disagree with your government, but never disagree with your country.
For me, as a woman leader, I salute you, Your Excellency, and we are grateful, and you have not only done this for Uganda, for the people of Dokolo, you have also done it for the women leaders of Africa.
Sicilia Barara was married to Lamex Ogwal and were blessed with 7 children.
Best performance. The first 2 children at any secondary or primary school were all paid fees for. When I asked her how much money she has, she said God will give.
Speaker after speaker leaders urged government to fast-track the construction of a Kibwa Stadium in honor of the late as one of the projects she advocated.
I would request government that resources be allocated alongside all other stadiums being constructed.
So I would like to assure the people of Lamu that government will construct a Kibwa Stadium.
The late Sicilia Barara Ogwal served as a legislator for 28 years, and at the time of her death, she was representing Dokolo district under the FDC ticket.
We will always remember you for being a Pan-African. And make no mistake about this, we'll continue talking about the Kibwa Stadium.
But you see, that village is what the Honorable Sicilia Ogwal longed for. That we can be united as a country. That we can, regardless of our political shades and parties and colors and all these different things, that we can work together for the betterment of our country. My hope and plea is that in memory of Imam Sicilia Ogwal, we shall do that.
Sicilia's body left the ground for her final resting place. And at 5 p.m., the body was lowered into the grave. As soon as the casket was lowered, a 7-gun salute crowned her last journey here on earth. Ediolwa, UBC News.
Vice President Jessica Alupo, together with medical experts from Pakistan, have offered free surgical operations to over 300 patients found with cataracts in Katakwi district. The camp, which started on Friday at Katakwi General Hospital, will run for 3 days and will also offer free glaucoma screening and treatment of all eye conditions. Now, Uganda's health ministry links eye problems to growing recklessness among Ugandans when it comes to eye care. Statistics reveal that 2.5 million Ugandans have both moderate and severe conditions, and approximately 150,000 persons, accounting to 0.4%, are completely blind. More details in this report.
To welcome you very sincerely to Katakwi district, which is your second home. Because I recall you were here last year. In our culture, the person who remembers you and comes back for the second time, third time, fourth time is called a true friend. So I want to thank you for being true friends to the people of Katakwi and indeed the people of Teso. Because I know there are some members of the patients there who are from other districts other than where we are. That girl which has been shown to us, we were in her district, which is about 150 kilometers from here. We were celebrating a ceremony, and then her father came with her in the ceremony. Then her father brought her to me after the ceremony. He said, this child is blind. I would like you to help me and get a solution to her problem. And then I asked the RDC, since we had already got information that you would be here today, I asked the RDC to ensure that she travels. A clear demonstration that we have a big problem in the region. And I want to thank you for choosing to come and invest in Uganda on issues of especially the eyes. From the time I grew up, the people here used to travel to Tororo. Tororo is about 250 kilometers from here. I think 200 or 300 even from here because of eyes. So that means that most people had given up. When they get the problem of eyes, they say, how do I reach Tororo? How much is that? And what happens there? It is easier here because you can even first come and ask the doctor in a local language. But now Tororo, they even say, what language is spoken there? Especially those who may not have got a chance to travel beyond that. But we are very privileged that instead of going to Tororo and Mengo, those are the two main places, Mengo Hospital and Tororo. So instead of going there, the people have traveled from Pakistan, thousands of kilometers away to come to us, home here. Let's clap for our visitors. And because of your response last time, they even got persuaded to establish a fully fledged hospital in Uganda, because that was a check. But I finally want to thank you very sincerely once again for remembering to come to us. And also I got an invitation to open the hospital.
The Uganda People's Defense Forces has handed over a total of 50 abductees of the ADF rebels to the Democratic Republic of Congo, and the handover function was witnessed by Operation Shujaa Commander Major General Diko Loom at the Joint Operation Shujaa base in Kasindi in the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Uganda People's Defense Forces, together with Congolese armed forces, continue to register success in eliminating the ADF rebels from the eastern DRC. This was communicated by Major General Diko Loom, the commander, during the handover ceremony of 50 ADF abductees that were rescued from the hands of the ADF rebels in the DRC.
We as the UPDF, we are taking over. I really don't want to call it handing over. We are rehabilitating and sending back to their homes 50 Congolese, both children and women and men. As the Congolese also are giving back to us the 4 Ugandans whom they have rehabilitated there through the same bridgeway are now being handed over to us. And this is not something that is stopping today. It's going to be continuous because the operation against the ADF is continuous.
He says that the major bases of the ADF in eastern DRC have been destroyed.
The ADF in Mwalika, and now the ADF has shifted to Ituri region, in those areas of Butane, where actually it has been their hideout, Butane, Monge, Israel, and those areas of Chani Chani in the North Kivu, in those areas of Mangina, Biakato, towards the west of Beni, the west of Butembo. We still think it is a new phase that we have begun, which is in Sector 4. We are still going to do the same.
Kano Okoko Bokoyeni from FADAC noted that the joint operation will continue so long as there is cooperation and the need to flush out the ADF rebels from the jungles of eastern DRC.
Paske tunawakamata ndani ya shamba ya vita. Na wanawake wawili wenye waliwachugua nao walikuwa na jue maole mingi ya kuwapelekea sote wale wanaume machakula, maproduits pharmaceutiques. Ndio tumaleta wane kwa siku ya leo.
He also handed over 4 Ugandans that were rescued by the Congolese army during the fighting.
Wenye walikuwa Uganda à travers ONG Bridgeway na sisi pia kuendelea tuna kazi tunafanya. Tunaleta Waganda 4. Ndani ya Waganda 4 kuko wale walikuwa wa combattant, c'est-à-dire walikuwa wa vrai ADF. Na but surtout ya nyinyi mwenye kuona hapo ni kudécourager.
The abductees thank the Ugandan government through the UPDF for the love they have shown them since they were set free from the enemy.
Tunafurahi sana, nasi tunakuwa vizuri sana, tena tunarudia kwetu Kongo. Tunafurahi sana.
Ametuchunga vizuri, tunaona vizuri, tunafanya vizuri,
tunafurahi. Tunashukuru Mungu kwa niaba ya sisi wote wa Kongole, kwa niaba ya sisi wote wa Uganda, tunashukuru Mungu awalipe kila laheri. Mzidi kuendelea na kazi.
These were supported with assorted items to help them reunite with their families.
Kutoka kwa Bridgeway kwenda nyumbani na kila kitu yako ndani ikusaidie.
Now, since the release of the PLE examination results, schools in different parts of the country are still celebrating their people's accomplishments. Now, UBC had a chance to visit some of these schools, and we give you a report.
At Chileka SDA Primary School, unlike other schools, these ones celebrated their primary leaving examination results by engaging in prayers at the school. The prayers were led by Pastor Rogers Kagwa.
Put your trust in the Lord. When the Lord is your fighter, when the rest of the people are worried, all is quiet with you, amen? If you make God your protection, it will be well if you obey the instructions which we taught you here at Chileka Young People.
Out of 121 pupils, 74 passed with first grade. Both pupils and teachers thanked God for granting them wisdom and understanding to excel in the exams.
I scored 7 aggregates. I thank the school, most especially our head teacher, Mama Pigeons, because she took care of us during the PLE days. She fed us very well, and also our teachers, because they have been working tirelessly to make sure that we all pass in first grade.
In a special way, I'd like to thank the school management for being so parental, very understanding. We are not equal as parents.
Nothing possible. Secondly, we have a very, very dynamic team of teachers, qualified, energetic, and the exact.
During the celebrations, the school also installed a new head teacher of the school, Eunice Chiza.
Buba bugonvu teri boss ayagala kukozesa muntu nga mukawu ngali rude. Ekyo kye twagala ku bringing out. Then ekirala ku producing abaana abali God fearing. Kuba at the end of the day omuntu atalina mukama mu mutima.
This is Landmark Junior School, where we found pupils and teachers celebrating the PLE results. The school head teacher Kaima Richard attributed their first PLE sitting to God's mercy and grace.
We performed very well because all our candidates that sat last year at both campuses got 100% first grade.
To thank God for this school because it has really helped me perform well, most especially in math where I got.
Thank God that I was able to pass as among the division ones in landmark. In fact, I wasn't just among, but landmark got 100%.
They also held a mass, which was led by Reverend Father Mbowa Godfrey.
Twebaza Omukama olw'abaana baffe bano be yatuwa. Ate ntebaza Omukama olw'abaana basookedde ddala okutuula ebigezo byabwe wano abayitidde ddala obulungi.
At Little School, Kawanda, Wakiso District, pupils and parents also held a Thanksgiving Mass with the guest preacher Reverend Father Charis Chimbowa from Jinja Kalori Parish as the main celebrant.
First grade kale zibadde 12. Okay? Second grade, the rest around 30 zibadde mu second grade.
Out of 49 pupils who sat for their PLE, 12 passed in first grade, with the rest in second grade. UBC also visited Shilo Nailo Star in Buyukwe district, where the school director Jane Okaranyi attributed their victory to God. All 46 pupils who sat for PLE passed with flying colors.
Abasinga babitire mu idaala erisooka aye nga abasinze balina obubonero butaano.
English, I won in science and I had 2 in SSP, and I thank God for that.
Victoria Junior School, hoye! Hoye! Hoye!
At Victoria Nairo Primary School in Jinja City also posted good grades, with all pupils passing in first grade.
Tukoze bulungi, twatyamya abaana 40 mulala, abaana 20 bafunye first grade.
Pupils at Miracle Kids Nursery and Primary School, Nakasajja Chiwumu, out of the 17 pupils who sat for exams, the biggest number scored first grade.
I thank my teachers, my director, and my parents for paying my school fees.
Nebaza mukama ku kino kye yantuusizaako era nebaza ne mama wange okunsasulira school fees.
Nina muzukulu wange Margaret Nantume yayise bulungi nnyo nnyo nnyo.
Nsabira okunyambira ku muzukulu wange yasomye bulungi yafunye obubonero 9 naye nsaba anannyambako ajja nnyambeko.
The situation was the same at Grace Nursery and Primary School in Kasangati, Wakiso District, where most of the pupils passed in first and second grade.
I thank my colleagues whom I have been working with, that we have been cooperative, that in everything, no annoyance that maybe somebody has been annoying everybody.
Thank the Lord, my parents, my teachers, the director, and I thank God for my results.
Heads of the school, pupils and parents celebrated the results amidst entertainment. At Imbuya Parents School, teachers, pupils and parents engaged in a Thanksgiving for the 191 first grades and 23 in second division.
We shall always do a little more to see that our children do excel, but even our children who may be finding some challenges, we shall always stand in the gap to help them and see that they make it. And I know they will make it in Jesus' name.
Children are gifted differently. So I'm not ashamed to say I'm not a big fan of PLE, and we will stay committed to what we say, that we offer holistic education. The education we want to give is supposed to be holistic. We're supposed to teach the 4 subjects and they should excel, but we should not ignore the others. We should equip them with skills that are practical and relevant.
Those who scored 4, 5 and 6 were rewarded by the school. Richard Euma is the head teacher of Umbuya Primary School.
We also have the home economics that looks at guiding our children with the cooking and self-management.
Now, in the year 2023, Tororo district in the primary living examinations registered great improvement compared to last year. Now, the district managed to pass 6,908 out of a total registered candidates of 8,538. Now, this left the district pass rate to increase from 68.9% to 81%. Now, the district education department attributes this performance to close supervision and the change in teaching techniques. More details in this report.
Upon release of 2023 primary living examination results, a number of schools in Tororo went into jubilations after several of their candidates scoring highly. Nagongera Girls' School was among the lucky schools that got overwhelmed with joy after lifting the district flag high yet again. This after all its candidates passing between grade 1 and 2, with their best candidate, Samantha Adikini, scoring 4 aggregates.
Actually, all those candidates, those who got up to aggregate 10, we expected them to get aggregate 4. But you know, examination is examination. So these 6 were so competitive.
Adikini, who attributes her outstanding performance to her personal commitment towards education, says her dream is to become a cardiologist, though her mother decries financial hardships.
Why do you want to be a cardiologist?
Because we have very few cardiologists in Uganda, and the number of people with heart problems are increasing by the day.
I'm urging all the well-wishers now that in case anybody can come out and help me support her, get her dreams, but with the little we have, we know as a humble family we may not be in position to take her to Mount St. Mary's Namagunga, but still we know by God's grace anything can happen.
At Mama Junior School, 50 candidates of the registered 66 managed to pass in first grade and the rest in second grade, with their best still scoring 4 aggregates.
We had to get those who have challenges in reading, those who have challenges in spelling, those who have challenges in mathematics, those who did not complete the syllabus in the previous class, and the newcomers. We had to put them also separate as we prepare. And of course, as Mama Junior School, we don't admit an outsider in primary 7.
This performance, according to the District Inspector of Schools, cuts across the district, having managed to register a district pass rate of 81% in 2023, up from 68.9% in 2022.
The specific things that we did was meeting with the head teachers and drawing with them school improvement plan, where individual schools are tasked to customize activities that they are going to do in connection to what the curriculum is, in connection to what the syllabus is.
There was also parental involvement. Number of schools involved the parents in the teaching learning process of their children. The parents were called on class days and they set strategies for their candidates. You find that the reluctant parents were called one-on-one.
According to the district records, out of the total 8,538 candidates, the district registered in 2023 PLE examinations, 438 candidates managed to make it in Division 1, 2,666 in Division 2, and 2,374 candidates in Division 3. Only 1,408 passed in Division 4.
Now, government of Uganda through the Ministry of Health has donated a mobile TB X-ray machine with artificial intelligence that will help the screening of tuberculosis disease in Busia district. Dr. Burua Aldo, who represented the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Health, says that this follows the increasing cases of TB in Busia district.
90,000 TB patients falling sick every year. If you translate that into daily statistics, that is about 250 patients fall sick from tuberculosis every day. And in addition to that, tuberculosis can kill if it is not managed in time, not treated early. So we lose about 34 people due to tuberculosis every day. So it is still a problem, and the disease is occurs in all parts of the country. There's no district which is spared from tuberculosis, including Sicilia district.
Send our patients across Kenya. We send our patients across Kenya for X-rays. It has not been very desirable, really. But at last, we are sure that we shall give a service. If you see the number of people, even this morning, if you can know how many people send across Kenya to go and do an X-ray, it has not been verified. But at last, we are grateful that we can receive an X-ray. I know this one is a smaller one, but we also
Limited rains in Karamoja sub-region have prompted local leaders to appeal government to initiate irrigation schemes in order to curb the increasing and threatening hunger situation in the sub-region due to crop failure. Now, this appeal was made at a food relief donation event where it was spearheaded by the Direct Aid Society, where over 3,000 people from Kotido, Nabilatuk and Moroto districts benefited from this donation.
Kotido district is one of the districts which are currently experiencing hunger across Karamoja sub-region due to climate change effects that have resulted in limited rains, hence crop failure. According to Kotido district leaders and local residents, people are now surviving on wild green leaves and fruits for survival. Local Kwal sub-county chairperson Samuel Lokwi says the current hunger situation has forced people to migrate to neighboring areas of Teso and Lango, among others.
How to survive, and has really left the old people without any youth to support. So the people who are youth have decided to flee and left actually the old people in the situation. And actually some people also are dying.
To avert this trend of events, Direct Aid Society, a non-government organization, has given food relief to more than 3,000 households in the districts of Moroto, Nabiratuk and Kotido.
For 1,200 households, a package consists of maize flour, beans and cooking oil, which are 20 kg maize flour, 10 kg of beans and 3 liter cooking oil. And in the same time, the project is undergoing in other two districts, which is
Leaders and local residents from the 3 beneficiary districts lauded Direct Aid Society for this humanitarian gesture.
With all my humble heart, to thank Direct Aid for actually to help us in this situation. And I would still request that if there would be some other opportunity, it could not stop here. It could even be in a position of supporting various people. But these are few, but the majority also are left.
Very happy and thankful to this organization because their humanitarian approach is never sectarian, is all embracing Muslims and non-Muslims alike. As human beings, deserve humanitarian support.
Only the leadership from Direct Aid for always remembering Kotido district and promising to continue supporting Kotido district.
Meanwhile, Kotido district leaders want government to initiate irrigation schemes in Karamoja sub-region in order to address climate change challenges.
That there is need for us to boost agriculture in Karamoja through provision of tractors, through providing irrigation systems. That is.
Now, former youth workers of Al Jada, a woodworking company demolished by KCCA in preparation for the NAM and G77 plus China summits, have appealed to President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni to help compensate them for their property destroyed after court ruled that the demolition was wrongfully conducted. Details in this report.
At the end of 2023, Kampala Capital City Authority KCCA started the preparations for the NAM and G77 plus China summits, especially in areas where delegates would pass: Monyonyo, Kabalagala, Kagandibunga, among other areas. So KCCA evicted people and demolished structures that included houses and side businesses. Al Jada Furniture Company was also not spared in the demolition exercise, since a water channel was expected to go through the area, although the plan wasn't effected by KCCA.
To
byaliwo naye ne babisima ate n'amazzi tegalimu ge bagamba nti ge galimu agagenda okubeera nti ge gagenda okutawaanyaawo era amazzi gayita eri mu myala gye gaali.
Charles Sembatia, one of the proprietors through his lawyer Moses Mulila, succeeded in getting court to halt any activity on the contested land, only for KCCA to defy the court order.
I must say that we are extremely disappointed in the act of breach and contempt of court, because on the 27th day of November, the High Court of Uganda issued a court order stopping and halting KCC from demolishing or touching anything to do with Aligeda. It had a showroom in this place, it had factories and workshops in this place, production workshops. As we speak now, it is in two tatters, as you can see. It has all been ruined. They brought excavators 4 days thereafter issuing the court order, and they dismantled, demolished, and made sure that these owners have nothing. I must say that this should stop. Although KCCA is a government agency or entity, it should know that the Constitution provides in Article 26 the right and promotion to property.
Mr. Sembatia says KCCA had only asked to use a portion of his property, but they further expanded and broke the entire facility.
Tugamba nti bagala balongooseko wali mu maaso bwe bagenda okusobola okuba nti abagenyi balaba abantu awalungi, naye kyatwewuunyisa ne bagenda nga beeyongera nga bagamba tweyongerako wali paka lwe baleeta tractor ennene ne bajja ne basima ebintu ebyo nabo.
Nze nina okwebuuza okunene lwaki obusungu buno bwe bateekawo babututeekawo. Twali tulinze emyezi ebiri nga bali mukola luno oluguudo nga tumanyi nti bwe lunaaba luwedde tugenda kugulawo tutandika okukola kubanga twali tugenda mu festive season. Naye ekisinga okwewuunyisa nga tebatulabudde nakutulabula, but they came from nowhere ne batandika ne bajja n'obusungu ne batusaanyaawo.
Ngenda nkuyiga naye embeera yatuusibwako teyali nnungi kyo kati kyembadde nsaba ati singa tubadde batugamba nti bannaabe wane wantu muveewo naye mufunewo omudda kyanditukoledde amakulu okusinga tugobaganya.
However, recently Kampala Minister Hajat Misa Kabanda, while addressing the nation on the issue of compensation for the victims, said KCCA does not have the funds to compensate the affected people unless the president intervenes and responds.
Tukola nga tukola speed naye nga ate abantu abo nga bwagambye beesenza oba talina kukola ki kwesenza, naye tujja kutula mu nsonga zaabwe kuba ekitiibwa president bwe twali tulambula yagamba nti ono kamuwe miliyoni 10 akole ki asengule ebintu bye. Naye nga sinzanze gati nga KCCA tulinawo budget egenda okuba nga ekola ki ng'ewa abantu abo ssente.
And now in business news, Tanzania wants to grow its business with Uganda to the past levels where Dar es Salaam port and the Central Corridor were Uganda's favorite. Now in a bid to sensitize the business community on infrastructure and technological developments, the Tanzania Ports Authority brought together key stakeholders in trade, transport and logistics under one roof, as Dennis Sigwa reports.
Trade between Uganda and Tanzania has been steadily growing over the years. The two countries mainly trade in agricultural and manufactured goods. Despite the steady growth, business between the two countries through the much improved and efficient multimodal Central Corridor route is still low.
The statistics of the cargo passing through the Tanzania ports are only 2%, which is a very small amount of cargo is passing through our ports.
Shippers, traders, government officials from both countries have discussed various issues aimed at revamping Central Corridor, which in the past was Uganda's import and export route of choice. According to the Tanzania Ports Authority, Government of Tanzania is undertaking several initiatives to facilitate seamless trade.
We have improved the Dar es Salaam port, but we will improve more the Dar es Salaam port because this is our major port. We are now doing feasibility study for the construction of new container berth. We are planning to construct about 4 berths best 12 and to 15.
As Tanzania works on its infrastructure, which includes the construction of the capital-intensive standard gauge railway from the Indian Ocean port of Dar es Salaam to the Lake Victoria port of Mwanza, Uganda is advised to follow suit.
We are very grateful to the United Republic of Tanzania for the vast investment you have done in infrastructure, particularly the development of the Mwanza port. On our side, we should also really work on Portobello and the Ginger piers so that we don't create a bottleneck.
Relevant authorities are urged to ensure smooth, streamlined and harmonized systems and processes as a way of facilitating seamless trade. Besides the workshop, the Uganda and Tanzania trade, transport and logistics players had a site visit of the Uganda Railway Corporation's non-functional goods shed.
In these partnerships, like the Central Corridor here, wants to see how best we can utilize it, especially for container cargo. So partnerships are possible, not only with Central Corridor, even with other key players in this transport business. Yeah, but the key to us is the plan to have a linkage between standard gauge and meter gauge rail, what we call the multimodal hub. But in the short term, we are looking at ways of how to utilize the bonded warehouse and the container space so that we promote trade on the Central Corridor.
A lot of work has to be done, like rehabilitating this facility, similar to what we saw at Ginger and Portobello, to enable them to become capable and able to handle the Central Corridor volume. Because if I look the other side of the country, what we are doing in Tanzania, as far as Central Corridor is concerned, they still lacks some of the important facilities that are to be developed in Uganda so that we could match and create a seamless delivery of Ugandan shipments.
Dennis Igor for UBC News.
And now in the world of sports, Namuwongo Blazers got off a satisfying start of the 2024 National Basketball League with a deserved 63-59 victory over the Kampala International University. This captivating opening game of the season for the respective losing finalists from the last two seasons lived to its billing and remained a close contest till very late. Namuwongo Blazers, playing in the red kit, needed a late resurgence from the former Kampala International University player Joseph Chuma, who finished on 17 points to seal the victory that was largely aided by Innocent Ochera's game-high 21 points. The Namuwongo Blazers return to action on Sunday against our saviour that has beaten JKL 60-52. In some other games, JT Jaguars started its journey in the National Basketball League with a 70-53 win over fellow newcomers Livingstone. In the women's category, Kampala International University beat Jaguars 61-57, while Uganda Christian University Lady Cannons defeated the Kampala University Ladies 78-28. Now action on Sunday will have the JKL Dolphins play KCCA Panthers, JT Lady Jaguars facing Nabisunsa, and JT Jaguars entertaining Ndeje Angels among the men, while JKL Lady Dolphins is up against homeside YMCA Lady Hamsters. And then in football, the Team Cranes conducted their third training session at the MTN Arena, Omondi Stadium, Friday evening as they continued their preparations for the forthcoming FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup qualifiers. Cheryl Botes, Uganda's women football coach, summoned 36 players, from which she will set the final squad that will represent Uganda. Uganda will take on the Cameroon team in the first round stage of the 2024 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup qualifiers, which will kick off with the first leg on the 3rd of February 2024 at St. Mary's Stadium, Chitende. Now, the return leg will be played on 9th of February in Yaoundé, Cameroon.
I'm very happy to be called for the under-17 national team, for the ladies, the Teen Cranes. I'm so grateful to God for this opportunity. Us as a team, we are really happy. We're all preparing ourselves, and the team is getting to know each other. So we are very hopeful that by the due day, we'll be very ready and prepared to win the match against Cameroon.
And in more news, the Uganda Bet Power Futsal Super League table leaders, Park FC, were held 2-2 draw against a fierce Kaboa Dream Team side at the old Kampala Sports Arena. Details in this report.
Match week 10 of the Futsal Super League saw Park FC get their first real test of the 2023-24 season after a frustrating 2-2 draw against Kaboa Dream Team. The table leaders scored to take the lead, only for their opposition to come back twice on an entertaining night at the old Kampala Sports Arena. Park FC goalkeeper believes that despite the draw, the players should not have their tail between their legs because they are still unbeaten.
So we have got some 2 points from Kaboa.